Hello folks, welcome back. June 12th. Today, as I was going through the apiary doing just various duties, we started our queen rearing. We've been pulling some minor splits. I decided to get into one of the Demaree hives that I checked the dates, and it was exactly 4 weeks ago today that I performed the Demaree on. I get a lot of questions about this. Does it work? Does it prevent swarming? So we got in today, went all the way to the brood box. You'll get to see, did she swarm or didn't she swarm? Stick around, take a look. I haven't been in the brood box on this hive for about 4 weeks, ever since I did the Demaree on it. I have been in the top box. After moving the brood up to the top box, the majority, go back and watch the other video, I'll put a link up there. You do need to go back a week later. They will create queen cells in the top. You can use that as an opportunity to raise queens, or if you don't want to, go back through, make sure you remove all the queen cells. So I was in there about 7 or 8 days after I did the Demaree. I removed queen cells. I'll throw a clip of that in to show what you need to be doing if you try the Demaree. So let's go to that clip. I've got 2 clips actually I'm going to put in. It shows exactly why you need to go back about 7 days later and check on these. Okay, when performing a Demaree, go back to that relocated brood box, check for queen cells a week later. They are removed far enough away from the brood nest and the queen, they will create queen cells like this. Now you can cut them out, or you could remove all but one, put an upper entrance facing the back side of the hive, allow that queen to emerge, go out on mating flights, and return to the upper box. There you just raised another queen. Gives you options. Here's another example. We did a Demaree on this hive. They will raise queen cells once removed from the queen. Back in a week later, remove these, or you can make a split off of this to raise some queens, or cut all of them out except for one, put an upper entrance in, requeen the upper box. Lots of options. We had rain last night. It's cloudy today. We got rain this afternoon. Not very many field bees out. I'm expecting this hive to be really populated, but I'm also wanting to know, did they still swarm? Again, I haven't been in the brood box for 4 weeks. We have had a tremendous nectar flow during that time. It's starting to ease off now. Give it about another week or so and our primary nectar flow is going to be over. We'll have minor nectar flows all through the end of June and all through July, but they're pretty minor. Our major flows are wrapping up. We'll about done. I'm going to start pulling honey probably next weekend, so about a week from this video. I need to get in here and really see what's going on outside the top box. I haven't been down in here. I'm also doing some queen rearing and making splits. And if she does have a lot of brood down here in the bottom box, I'm going to go ahead and probably swipe a few frames of brood, go ahead and start my splits. These hives are getting ready to, again, we're going to pull honey. We're going to be knocking them down pretty hard. Let's get in and take a look. Now, you see how tall this is. This box is very heavy. So what I did was I went and grabbed a couple pallets, drug them up here. That'll allow me to get up higher, easier to take this top box off. Again, this is a very heavy box. I don't want to be struggling with it over my head. That's how you end up getting hurt. So Let's get in here and take a quick look, see what's going on. Get all the way to the brood box. Again, it's cloudy. Field force really isn't out. I'm expecting a pretty good population unless they swarmed. So we're going to find out. Stacking up a couple pallets really made a difference here. We have a small upper entrance. Notice the ants are starting to bother the bottom box here. And they have definitely glued this lid on. Well, I usually put a piece of plastic in between these polystyrene lids in the boxes or inner covers. So let's just do this. Let's just go straight into the inner cover. Just leave it glued to the lid. Big population up here. Ease into it here a little bit. Here. What am I going to do with this? Let's put this out front here. A lot of bees on it. Okay, we got a lot of fat frames. They have backfilled all this since I was in here last. This box is going to be heavy. We can use this over here. Now we're going to have a lot of angry bees on this hive. Just going to set that right down there. Yeah, it's a very heavy box. A few head butters here. To be expected on a cloudy day. We can get this separated here. Well, they got things glued down again. I haven't been in these boxes for a while. Oh, extremely heavy. Big and strong as this hive is, they're actually being pretty well behaved on a cloudy day. Let's see how it gets as we get deeper though. We still got 3 more honey supers before we get to the brood box. Oh my God, that one's heavy too. This one's kind of hit and miss. I had put a lot of undrawn frames in. Looks like they're still working on some of these frames. Some of these are feeling pretty good. And some of them, they're just now really starting to pull some wax on. This one's not near as heavy. Got the one right above the, right above the brood chamber. I got several frames that are full, some of them that they're working on. Some ant problems with this hive. It's probably annoying the bees also. The ants are all along the outside edge here. That's why they purplize real heavy around this edge to keep them ants out. Ants will annoy the hive and make them jumpy and jittery. Try to ease that up. There we go. This box looks like it's really full of bees. I'll go grab a nuke box load over here so I can place a one of the first frames out of the way. A lot of bees down in here. Tell you what, I'm going to bring the camera a little closer. Overall, the bees are being really good. I got a couple guard bees bouncing off the camera there, so we'll see how it goes. Grab my smoker here. Just a little bit. Don't really want them to panic. See what we got going on this outside frame. It is full. Yeah, there's brood there too. Be careful, because you don't know where the queen's at. Okay. This one's got a lot of pollen, but it is got a tremendous amount of brood. I even see pollen coming in right now. So we're going to put this frame just out of the way here. Give us a little bit of room here. Another frame of brood and pollen. So you got a little bit of pollen kind of jammed in around all that brood. Now, provided they didn't swarm, they should have a marked queen in it. A little bit of burr comb hanging off the bottom. That's just burr comb, not a cell. I'll go ahead and put this one over here too, just to kind of give us a little bit of space. Solid sheet of younger brood, a little lighter colored on both sides. Now this is a 2021 queen. Beautiful brood pattern. I have to look at my paperwork. This is either a third or fourth generation raised here. One of her forefathers, or foremothers, you might call, was a Carniolan, but that was several generations back. Impressive queen, again. Now you can see the slightly darker cappings here. These are older. These are going to start emerging here pretty soon. Lighter cappings out here. These are slightly younger. Got some drones. Not a tremendous amount, but you know, that's normal. Got a lot of little bees looking up at me here. They're being pretty well behaved. We got younger brood here. What we got going on? Just drones down through here, looks like. Much younger on this side. This side's anywhere from eggs to larvae that should be capped in about 3 days. I don't think there's anything capped up underneath these guys. See if you can. At this point, I'm looking for healthy brood. Is it healthy? Is the queen still here? And are they thinking about raising a new queen? So you're looking for several things at one time. There's my old queen. She's on a frame here. It's got a lot of young larvae. She is right there. So I know where she's at now. Put that frame kind of there by itself. I want to look at these others. We've got pollen and some capped brood. Surprisingly, there's nothing on this side. Flip that frame around. They've actually kept a fairly small nest, surprisingly. So, I'll move a few frames around, give her plenty of frames to. It's like she came over about to the 6th frame and kind of quit. We're going to move some frames around here. So there was absolutely no evidence of queen cells. Obviously she's doing an amazing job. A little bit of drone brood, so they know that they've got a pretty good population. Otherwise, if they didn't have resources coming in and a good bee population, they would not be making drones. So, I'm just gonna, we know she's in good shape. I'd like to make sure she's still, what frame is she on? I want to know where she is when I'm buttoning things back together here. Did she already move off onto another frame? Nope, she's still on this one. Right in the middle of the frame, which is good. I'll ease this thing over. Okay, so I know my queen's in between these frames. I can do whatever I want with these others. So what do you think, folks? 4 weeks later, no queen cells whatsoever. That queen was utilizing 6.5 to 7 frames of that bottom brood box, single brood chamber, queen excluder. From the looks of it, they've got 2 honey supers that are partially filled, rest of them are full. They were quite heavy. So we're going to be pulling honey here in about another week or so off of that hive. I'm going to give them a few more days to kind of finish things up. Overall, success. I've actually went through most of my Demaree hives. Absolutely no queen cells whatsoever. Once I performed it, it tricks them into thinking that they already swarmed. They got plenty of room. Where did our brood go? I'll put a link up here in the corner. Go back and double check some of those videos. This works really good for the hobby beekeeper. I would say if you've got more than about 20 hives though, it might be a little too labor intensive. This does build big, strong hives for the nectar flow. And that's what you need for the nectar flow is big, strong hives. So give it some thought. I'm going to follow up in again about another 30 days after I harvest all of the Demaree hives. And we'll get an average of how much honey they produced. It's looking pretty good. So I'll follow up in about 30 days. Appreciate you watching. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.